Why do we fall, Bruce? Riddle me that. Batman.
So we can make awesome trilogies.
For those of you that don't know, Batman Begins was the 2005 revamp of the entire Batman series as done by Christopher Nolan. After 8 long years, with a Batman dry spell, Christopher Nolan brought back this bad boy. If you haven't seen Batman Begins, then hopefully that means you haven't seen The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. And if that's the case, you are not living your life to the fullest. Ultimately, I really liked the revamp. I feel like it came at a good time. The last Batman we had was with George Clooney, I think, and that's punishment enough for everyone. Sorry, George. It definitely was a more modern take, which was what I think Batman needed, to just be a little more clean-cut and less cluttered and cartoony like the original Batmans were. You need to be scared of your villain, otherwise why are you seeing this movie? They have villains that scare the pants off you. Like the League of Shadows are terrifying because they're like Project Mayhem for Gotham City. I love that in this Batman movie, it really does lay the groundwork for the next two, and you get to see both everything that happened to him as a child, and then you also get to see him take back his city as the Caped Crusader. It was great that Christopher Nolan agreed to sign on to do this project, because if we didn't have Christopher Nolan, we wouldn't have nearly as many beautiful, like, wide shots. This movie had the best casting that will ever be seen in a Batman series. Michael Caine was born to play Alfred, and when he dies, if they keep making these movies, I would fully support them going all weekend to Bernie's with his body. You can never have another person play Alfred and say to yourself, man, he did a better job than Michael Caine, because no one ever will. The same goes for my father as Jim Gordon. He has the greatest mustache of any man that ever had a mustache. And now I realize he's not fat like Jim Gordon's supposed to be, but whatever. You can't not love him. And that's an element I like about Jim Gordon, is that he's on Batman's side in these movies, whereas previously he was this fat lard that was just kind of an asshole. The last person on the cast that is just perfect in their role, Mr. Liam Neeson. You know, normally you're charmed by him and his little Scottish Terrier goatee, but in this movie, he legitimately freaks me the fuck out. I feel like Batman doesn't need a love interest because he only cares about Gotham, avenging his parents, and Alfred. Thank you, Christopher Nolan, for signing on to do this project. Without you, I never, ever would have discovered Newsies, which is a big thing for me. This Batman movie brings with it not only a whole new world of wonder, but also my favorite quote from any Batman ever. And that is when the fat guy, who looks like the guy from Lost, is buying his falafel. And then he goes down the alleyway, and out of nowhere he gets sucked up into the air, and Batman goes,
Where were the other drugs going?
and the fat man goes, I don't know, I swear to God.
Swear to me.
And then Batman drops him. And my final point is that I, unlike so many others, loved the Batman voice. I thought it was perfect. Do you know why? George Clooney has a voice you could pick out of a lineup. You'd just be like, oh, that's him. That's the whole point of Batman. The mystique. If you don't have the mystique, you're not Batman. God. I realize it sounds like he has throat cancer, but I don't really care. So you can shove it up your butt, world. Those of you that don't like the Batman voice. Thanks again, Christopher Nolan. Do you have any final words, Bruce?
Where's the trigger?
I've got some serious issues.